This is the piece that protects your work, okay, and really important about membrane protection and how you finish off. After the membrane's been installed and you understand the curing process and what's recommended, it needs to be protected from backfill. Now, we get into this discussion a lot. Some waterproofers will waterproof and then walk away and they leave it to the builder to go and put the protection up. And that exposes you to a he said, she said situation. Because if you have damages after, you can say, I walked away and it was all good, and the builder or whoever, they get a labourer on site to put protection boards up and find that comes unstuck. Get this piece right, guys. I suggest you bundle this into your package because it should be part of the waterproofing works. Getting that membrane protection done, you know yourself that you've done the right thing. There's some additional work be included in your time, but allow for it. And I believe your building client will point you as the difference between other competition out there that just want to slap membrane on and walk off site. Get this piece done as part of your works, really, really important. Why do we protect? That backfill, I think, is underestimated on how much pressure it applies on a membrane. Okay, and remembering at the base of walls, you're going to get things like, you get large aggregate and stone that goes down onto that membrane. And if you haven't got a decent protection board, it's under impact and pressure, it's going to just keep damaging the membrane surface. The other thing is, which is horrific sometimes I see on site, is just backhoes just dropping a whole lot of soil and earth inside there, and that gets hit in with great force against that membrane surface. And protection needs to happen to ensure that you've got the right protection of your membrane, so all the work you've just been doing over the last few days is protected against damage. Very, very important. So core flute protection is probably the most common one on the market, and it's ideal because it's plastic, it's lightweight, doesn't rot, doesn't break down, has good abrasion resistance, good impact resistance. Important thing is how you stick it to the surface, okay? Make sure you don't go and use, if you've got a water-based membrane system or a membrane that can't handle solvents, don't go and use a PU bead of sealant to stick it onto the surface. There are a lot of different ways of applying it. We use our butyl tape sometimes that we can apply on the back of the protection board layer, and you can use that to glue onto the membrane surface itself with either the membrane at hand or things like our C1P that can be thickened up as an adhesive. And that actually bonds very, very well to the membrane surface. You see that photo now. The other important piece is taping the joints of the protection board. So protection board sheets can come in different sizes. But let's say you've got an 1800 by 1200 sheet. The vertical joints should be sealed together with tapes, and so should the horizontal joints, because otherwise you're going to allow aggregate to get in behind that and damage the membrane. And as you know, you walk away from site, the wind blows overnight, those joints open up and all sorts of crap gets in there. So seal it properly to ensure that no earth or aggregate can get in behind that during that backfill stage. Very important. There are some self-adhesive core flute boards now on the market that make it easier. Check them out. That could be the way to go before you start preparing your wall before it gets backfilled. Drainage. This is another one. Okay, so we protect the board, protect the wall against damage as a protective layer. The drainage piece is very important. Why? If you don't have proper drainage at the base of that wall, all you're doing in some directions of walls where they collect water, you're going to have a huge retention of moisture that's just going to be at the base of that wall. And these are not set up to be like swimming pools. These are designed to drain water away. No building is healthy having a water build up at the base of that membrane piece. So ensure that ag drains are incorporated into the application so water can be drained away. So ag drains go to the base of the wall and make sure they've got a filter fabric on top so that earth doesn't block them up, and that allows it to drain excess moisture away and get it away from the construction as it's designed. It also reduces the stress on the membrane. Things like drainage cells and geotextiles. Many of these engineers will specify fantastic products. I know they come at a high cost, but let me tell you, make a hell of a difference in terms of what they do to the final job in terms of ensuring moisture is drained away from the wall, goes to the ag drain system and drained away. If you have any sharp edges on the face that as it's pressured through the backfill face, it punctures your membrane, then you will need to use a protection board before that. But they are really good systems to consider. Really important that even bring it to the attention of your client. They might not have incorporated into their thinking or design, but have that as an option in your quote and explain the benefits of it. It makes a hell of a difference and makes you look like an A-class waterproofer who's doing it right, ensuring that the industry is getting these applications correct and reducing all these moisture issues we have in underground areas. Very, very important. I haven't spoken about things like shotcrete concrete walls, where those applications in commercial application where you have underground basements and walls, etc., there is no access to the external wall, and they are designed where you would have a membrane system that allows a shotcrete concrete to be poured on top of that membrane system, so they get pinned against the piles. It's important that the industry gets these right. Whatever system you're using, do it to the specification of those membranes. They are far more technical than some of those applications we've spoken about in this video on our products, but nothing changes. Details, follow the details, follow that you are qualified, or if you're a building client, you're getting a qualified waterproofer to do that work that's been trained to handle those systems. Very, very important. Any questions you have, 1800 650 435, or get hold of any of the Dripset team out on the road and they'll help you. Until next time, I'll see you then on Seal for Good.